I'm Pancho Casis. I'm the global CCO at David.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eduardo, CCO of PUBLICIS Group in Benelux. And I worked in the Moldy Whopper when I was in PUBLICIS, Spain.
Hello, this is Jörg Riomi. I'm a Chief Creative Officer for PUBLICIS Group in Central Eastern Europe and Romania.
Hey everybody, I'm Bjorn Stahl. I'm the CCO of INGO in Stockholm.
Super interesting because it's an idea that has a lot of time in the making. It started with a team in Miami working for another brief around fresh ingredients. And, when the clients saw it, Fernando and the team, they thought it was so powerful that the product need to match, the promise, right? And they were already in a process of making the food better, of removing artificial ingredients, artificial preservatives. And he said, let's save it from now. And then about a year and a half ago, they had the same brief at INGO because the market already was going to launch this 100% clean Whopper and 100% clean menu. And the guys had the kind of the same idea. And we started working together. It was a huge and a super happy surprise for the team because, we're creatives. We lose interest in super fast. And everyone, kind of gave up on that. And suddenly it was alive again. We knew that everyone was bringing something new to the table that was going to make it better. And I think that we kind of behave super well like adults and we say, let's do it. This might be one of the greatest campaigns we ever do. So let's make it great.
We of course, we didn't know that David or INGO already had this idea before. We had Fernando coming to one of our meetings, and when our creative directors were united on our creative council. He did a speech for us. It was a really great speech about being bold and risky. And he showed some briefings that the brand was working on. He gave us the opportunity to work together. Jörg from Romania, which represents the client there in Romania. He briefed us on those briefings. We came up together with that idea. He came back to Fernando with some ideas. Not only the Moldy Whopper, we presented some other ideas, and Fernando already was impressed about the first one. It was the Moldy Whopper. We were really excited because we knew that something great was about to be done. And like Pancho said, we put every talent together. We created a group on WhatsApp and starting chatting and exchanging pictures and concepts and everything. And boom, that's the Moldy Whopper.
At my end of the story, I met Fernando at the Dubai Links in 2018, and I approached him at breakfast while he was eating scrambled eggs. And out of that idea, and out of that meeting, the first idea that we did together as PUBLICIS Bucharest came out, and it was the Whopper No Show. Then he shared this brief, which is our food is not crap. And we did 2 rounds of global review using this brief. And on the second round, this idea came up. And in December 2019, we presented it to Fernando as the first of 10 ideas in this deck. And as soon as I presented it, he went like, I have to send you this. And he sends me 2 ideas and saying like, look, this is very similar, but I really like some elements of your idea that we were doing together with Dudo and the team. And basically, I don't know, he had to sort out a little bit of the politics because, everybody kind of had similar ideas, but we were bringing in some angles like the angle on beauty or the macro shots that maybe were fresh and interesting for him. And in the end, we all came together.
So the idea originated from a brief from Burger King in Scandinavia and Ivo Sakowski, who was the general manager here. And asking us to do something about it, that they have had gotten rid of all the artificial preservatives. So we thought about it for a while and came up with a few ideas, and then we presented them to Ivo, and he thought that some of them were good and one of them was a little bit better. And he asked us to present to Fernando Machado. So me and the art director in the team, Max, we went to Miami and presented to Fernando. And when Fernando saw this idea, he said, it's against every rule of food advertising. I love it. We have to do it. Well, the biggest challenge was definitely finding a way to getting the mold to grow in a beautiful way. We experimented a lot with this, and it took us a couple of months to figure out how to do it.
From the David perspective, maybe the most challenging thing was having patience, right? I can understand the team, having this idea in 2016 and having to wait so much. But then when we started working with Bjorn, I think that Bjorn became, the mold expert, the world's biggest mold expert. And it was a huge challenge to make it look like the way we wanted to look, right?
It was crazy indeed, because I remember we were molding burgers all over the world. We had burgers in Argentina, we had burgers in Brazil, we had burgers in Latvia, we had burgers in Madrid, and of course we had the burgers in Sweden and in Miami with the other team. And it was crazy because Fernando said, guys, Bjorn is already a specialist in mold. He's molding burgers for 6 months. You guys have 2 or 3 weeks. So, and we started right away. And it was, remember, it was in Christmas time and New Year's time, we were molding Whoppers all over the place. In Latvia, he's very specialist to get macro shots of mold. He had a very nice experiment, an art project with fruits, molding fruits. And we called him. And he said, oh my God, there is no Burger King here in Latvia. So he called his brother in Finland to every day come and get Whoppers from Finland, cross the countries and arrive in Latvia so he could take the pictures. So you see, it was huge work effort from the teams all over the world to get into that perfect molded Whopper that you see today.
No, thank you. We're super happy to receive this award. And I would like to say thank you to all the teams around the world who actually work on this. Because, the idea started with a team in Brazil who was moving to Miami, then moved to Miami. Then the art direction is from a guy in Madrid. Then, of course, all the INGO team who worked on crafting the idea and helping us make it real. And then the guys who jump in, and also they have their teams in Romania and Spain. So thank you to the big team behind, because this is a very tough campaign to do if it's not a one team effort.
Sure, I'd love to thank to the teams as well. For us to work together was great. Thanks to Fernando for sure to be that bold client that put us together on this very, very bold campaign that can actually make an impact in the whole industry, not only the food industry, but I believe in the advertising industry as well, because from now on, I think we would see things differently. We need to be more real, we need to be more honest, we need to be more transparent. And I think that campaign shows it to us, that we need to show the real deal. So I thank Fernando for that as well.
The whole team, everybody that participated in doing this, it's a project that would have not taken this shape unless everybody would have chipped in the way they did. And I think I really believe so. And it was really great because everybody came together for a bigger cause, which is the idea and what it stands for, both in the advertising industry and outside. And I think we're all, as Pancho said, we're all big people. Yeah, it's true, we put the egos aside. And I think the other specific one person to thank is Fernando, which, did something that maybe it took a lot of effort, I guess, from his side to put this puzzle together. And maybe some other client would have not done it and would have moved in a different way or political way, but it was very honest and straight and fair, which we obviously all appreciate, and that made the difference in the end.
First of all, I'd like to thank Fernando Machado for his passion for great ideas and original ideas, and edgy ideas, and for all the work that he has done for Burger King, putting the brand on the map. And then, of course, Ivo Sakowski, who was the general manager then in Sweden, who never stopped believing in this, and like Fernando, he kept on pushing us. And then, of course, I have to also thank the photographer Paul, who did an amazing job in taking all the photographs of the burgers, and also for the film.
And thank you, Clio and Clio team, to have us here, like celebrating, this amazing award. That's such a great award for us, such a great recognition. Thank you so much for that. The jurists, the team, all of you.